guys, welcome back to the Rugby Connection podcast, the best place to be throughout the Rugby World Cup. The first week is done. We're in it now. The World Cup is happening around us, and boy, have we had some interesting fixtures. A few big games, I think, between the bigger teams in the pools. Quite a few blowouts. And then a few results that may be unexpected, some teams getting long-awaited wins at the right time, I'd say. But yeah, overall, just before we go, we'll have a look at the results and whatnot. Just Murray, in general, how are you feeling after that? Obviously, apart from the result for your team, how are you feeling in general about the first round of the World Cup?
In general, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, it's World Cup. It's like Christmas. I actually watched every game. I'm very
Yeah,
happy to.
I haven't missed a game yet either, and I don't plan to miss a game this World Cup. But yeah, but no, yeah, I'm feeling. Yeah, there's a few points that I think we'll go over later. A few key takeaways from the World Cup, but so far for all the games, the atmosphere has felt good. For the smaller teams, there's a lot of neutral support for the underdog teams, which I like. It seems to be a reoccurring theme from the Japan World Cup, which is lovely to see. And yeah, I wish I was in France because it's beautiful weather there at the moment,
I
and we
know.
had good weather here in Wales, but it started raining again. So
Well, it's sun splitting the cheese in Scotland. There's no cloud in sight, which is
damn,
very, very rare.
it's pissing it down at the moment.
Hmm.
Anyways, the opener.
Oh
It
my God.
was it was sold to us as probably the best World Cup opener we've ever had. In context of where these two teams are,
Yeah, yeah.
being France's home World Cup, obviously, um, but against the All Blacks, and these two in World Cups have been rivals going back to the start.
Yep, yep.
Um,
They love a final against each other. They love getting paired. They just love it. They
They
love
do.
for it.
They often meet. It's something we missed in the last one, but it finishes with the hosts taking a comfortable victory, 27-13. Um, we did a live watch long for this. You had to leave a bit early, but I think when you left, there was, a bit of confidence that New Zealand felt on top in that first half.
Yeah, no, I
Really
agree with
say
that.
it
Yeah.
was a tale of two halves. But
How cliche of you.
yeah, it really was though. I think what New Zealand did well, especially when Aaron Smith was on the pitch, is keeping Anton Dupont quiet. And Anton Dupont had an uncharacteristically quiet game. I don't think
Single.
France actually played amazingly themselves. I think they have a much higher ceiling than this
Yeah,
performance, which
that's
in a way is worrying because to put away the All Blacks like that and not even be playing all too well. Anton Dupont said it himself in a post match press conference. He said this isn't anywhere near our ceiling, and we've
yeah.
essentially said and we've beaten the All Blacks like this. But what went wrong for the All Blacks in the second half? Discipline and
Discipline.
just playing really dumb rugby.
Was it too much confidence? I know that sounds really stupid, but
You
I
know what?
understand.
I
I
don't even.
understand that the first game for anyone when it's your first game of the World Cup, the pressure's on because you need to hit the ground running. I don't know. Was it just too much pressure, too much confidence? Because like they did score 90 seconds into the World Cup.
Oh no, and I got that. I was quite happy on the predictions on the predictor game. I got Mark Tilley to score first, and he did in very quick fashion.
I went for Pinot. He did score, but it wasn't
He did
first.
score, but yeah, I don't know. It just that first half, both teams were looking a bit average. I think France definitely had the upper hand in the set piece, but to be
Mm.
honest, there wasn't much showing from either team. But in that second half, New Zealand were just playing really bad rugby, like really bad
Yeah,
rugby.
clunky, almost.
Very clunky, very stupid. Their kicking game was atrocious, uh,
Yeah,
and France not playing all too well themselves were just able to keep New Zealand camped in their own half.
true. I think the only takeaways I really got from the game was Mark Taylor is an absolute freak of nature, getting two tries.
100%. Probably the best player on that pitch alongside, I'd say, Scott Barrett for the All Blacks.
That's
Both
fair. Yeah.
played a good game.
Richie Mwanga's try-saving tackle
What
might
a
be the best
tackle.
try-saving tackle I've ever seen.
Tackler the round. Tackler the round.
And then obviously France taking their chances. Damien Pinot didn't get that try, obviously, like we just said, with Richard Mwanga stopping it right at the last second. But then, what, 2 minutes later, just go, no, I am scoring, don't worry.
Yeah. You do somewhat think that that scoreline is blown out a bit with a late try from Jemma. Um,
That was
but
a very lucky try. You never trust the bounce of a rugby ball.
you never trust the bounce of a rugby ball. But regardless of that late score, and people have been saying the scoreline was blown out a bit, uh, in the context of things, that late score didn't actually amount to anything because France only take away the 4 points. New Zealand wouldn't have gotten a bonus point anyway. But we're in a position here, and I think most people would have thought that whoever lost this game was at least coming away with one bonus point.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a bit tighter than that. Yeah,
But
that's
New
fair.
Zealand at the end of the first round, not coming away with anything. That's their first loss in the pool stages in any World Cup ever. So
So
New
no,
Zealand,
that just sound weird. Like they've done 10 World Cups, never lost in pools.
yeah, and New Zealand are breaking records at the moment that they don't want to be breaking. Their biggest ever loss, their first pool stage loss. Um, I don't know. Listen, they've got a pretty comfortable run. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, we'll get onto the other team in Pool A in a minute, who
Mhm.
might be able to cause some upsets, but they've got a pretty easy run. They've got Namibia, then they've got Uruguay, and then I think they've got Italy last, I think. But
Who
talking about
need?
Italy,
Yeah, 50. 50-8 on Namibia.
52-8 over Namibia.
But it wasn't all smooth sailing for Brazil
Oh,
either. Because I think it was only like either 14-8 or 17-8 at half time.
yeah, it was Namibia again. I think a lot of these underdog teams put in somewhat decent first half performances and then
Yeah.
just getting gassed in that second half. I will say one characteristic that I've seen throughout the whole round, and I think it was quite, came to fruition in the Italy game, were handling errors throughout the whole round through with every team.
Yeah.
Every
Snap
every
ones.
team every team having significantly more handling errors than they usually do throughout any other game they play or on average. I think that's just really due to the like 30 plus degree heat. The ball gets greasy, sweaty. If you've played in 30 plus degree heat, which I'm pretty sure both of us have played at some point in, and sometimes that ball getting sweaty and greasy is almost as bad as playing in torrential rainfall. It does get slippy, and also with the heat, you get tired, your concentration lacks. But Italy are one of the teams that probably had the most drop ball out of
Yeah.
going to the weekend. I think
Here's
maybe
what it is, though.
a case of trying to overplay a bit.
Yeah, I heard a few commentators and the pundits say that it's if I just simplify what they were trying to do, there'd be no panicking. But then I actually noticed that with a few teams this weekend, they were almost overplaying. I don't know for why. I don't know if they were trying to impress the crowds or the fans back home, or they were trying to like almost catch the opposition off guard. But
No,
wasn't.
but we have seen this problem with Italy before when we saw in the Six Nations against the likes of Ireland and against the likes of France. They tend to try a play out of areas that they shouldn't be playing out of, like their own bloody well 22. And sometimes they do try to overcomplicate things. And listen, I think they need to give themselves some credit and realize, listen, we are a far better team than Namibia, and they, I mean, let's not bash around it. I think I'm criticizing Italy because I know what they can do and because I think they've got a
Yeah,
much higher ceiling. But
I agree with that.
52-8, they get the bonus point win. It's a brilliant start against Namibia. I mean, that's their biggest because they've met Namibia a few times before.
Mm.
That's their biggest ever victory over Namibia. And I think they showed some real positive things. I had Monty Iwani as my captain in my fantasy team, and he had a hell of a game. Didn't score any tries, but I mean that man is an absolute unit.
Yes,
Um,
big boy.
um, Paolo Garbisi at fly half, he
Yep.
looks
nice.
Incredible.
It was very nice. Lorenzo Canone at 8 is just breathtaking to watch.
He is
I'm a big
breathtaking.
fan of Canone.
Obviously, the ever present, ever magical Anja Pozzo.
I thought he was quite poor until he got that try.
Gets
He,
his try. I think it's just part and parcel of the overplaying.
yeah, no,
No,
that's fair. I just felt like there was just some things he was doing, and I'm like we all know what he can do. So you get the ball, and right, here he goes, and then he was just like a really bad pass, or he was knock it on. I'm like, what's going on here?
but I will give a shout out to some of the Namibian players because they're our neighbours in South Africa.
Yeah,
Tiaan Swanepoel plays for the Bulls. I thought he at fly half was in quite a big hammering from Italy. Was decent for
sure.
Namibia. Stevens for the scrum half
Yep.
for Namibia. Also, he's a standout. I believe he plays his rugby in the MLR for, I want to say, the New England Free Jacks. I think.
I think
I'm not too sure. I know he plays his rugby in the MLR or has played his rugby in the
yeah.
MLR.
The last time I
But,
seen a clip of him, I'm sure it was New Orleans, but hey, people move
yeah,
on. So who knows?
you can definitely tell the players in this Namibia team who play that higher level club rugby. Obviously, Tiaan Swanepoel playing for the Bulls in the
Yeah.
Curry Cup, and Stevens playing in the MLR, if we can call that higher level rugby. But anyway, yeah, big win for Namibia. They take big win for Namibia, big win for Italy. Sorry, they take the top spot in that pool. Um, could
Just
we
stop the
see?
count there.
Could you see the likes of Italy giving New Zealand or even France, or we saw them give France a run for their money in the Six Nations opening round? Can we see them maybe New Zealand have a target on their back now?
I can see them do it. I can. I know, like you just said, we know what Italy can do, but I feel the occasion might get to them, especially like New Zealand. They've
Yeah.
never beat New Zealand, and I feel like they might again overplay their hand. It's fine to make mistakes like that against, again, no disrespect, but you can make mistakes like that against Namibia. Can't do that against the likes of France, the All Blacks,
No,
etc.
100%.
Yeah, so I don't think they'll. Still think they'll finish third. I'm
Yeah.
not. They'll. I'm more excited for France against Italy than I am the
Because
All Blacks because I feel like the
I
All
think
Blacks now are just going to hurt everyone and show no remorse.
yeah, and I think that's something we expected them to do to France coming
Yeah,
into this World Cup, but not quite performing. We'll go on to the Saturday though. A fully stacked Ireland team, and when I say fully stacked, I mean they held nothing back. Um, Absolutely put poor Romania to the sword. 82-8 is the final scoreline. Ireland
still didn't
scored
score
more
first though.
points. Huh?
They
They
still
didn't
didn't score
score
first.
first. Romania did get the first score, which I thought was actually a very well constructed try.
Yeah,
They also get a penalty kicks in this game. They missed the conversion for the try, but after that, Gibson Park, I think it was, goes over literally a minute or so after under the sticks,
yeah.
and then
Fuck it.
from there, I mean, you list off the Ireland try scorers. Bundyaki scored two. Johnny
Like,
Sexton scored two. Tyke Burns scored. Gibson Park scored. Yeah, listen, we expected this, didn't we?
yeah, but hey,
Especially with the team they announced. We expected this,
there's
but
some people trying to think, and it is obviously Irish fans, because this is not how me and you operate, because we're not Irish fans right now.
it's true, very much not so.
Um,
I'm probably the least Irish fan going into
I
this.
think so I made like the joke of like, what did Romania do to deserve that when the teams were announced? And I've got Irish people commenting and saying like it's purely tactical. It'll probably come down to points differential. Well, yeah, you don't need to go. Your C team can beat
Yeah,
Romania.
no, I think yeah. Let's be honest. I mean, if we look back at the warm ups, Italy put what 57-5 over Romania. I think it was something like that, or 57-7. Um, yeah, the Springboks have got Romania next, which obviously I'm looking forward to in a way that I'm just looking forward to my team just running rampant. Um, Looking back to 2019 versus Canada, Corbett Reinach scoring the quickest hat trick in World Cup history.
Oh,
But
yeah, I forgot about that.
but
Yeah,
yeah, Ireland, regardless of yes, okay, they were playing a very weak opponent. Um, you know, good to see for them anyway. Good to see Johnny Sexton controlling the game the way he did. Um, good to see like the likes of Bundyaki on form. Uh,
it was good.
I
Good.
think he's going to be a big, play a big part. Gary Ringrose relatively quiet. I think in terms of the context of the game, I thought considering the opponent, he would be going over for a few as well. But yeah,
Yeah, I picked the wrong Irish centre in my fantasy. I had Ringrose.
yeah, I went Ringrose as well in mine as well. But
Damn it, Gary! You had one job. Sorry.
one job, Gary. But yeah, no, I don't think you can read too much into this. But listen, Ireland got their bonus point. They're sitting top of the table on 5. The next game on Saturday, Eddie Jones is breathing a sigh of relief. Australia beat Georgia fairly comfortably, 35-15. The Georgians definitely gave them something to think about. But yeah, well done, Australia. Donaldson playing fullback for, I
Ben
think,
Dawson
was he playing fullback
spectacular.
for the first time?
Yeah, first time ever at fullback, and he gets
First
two
time ever
tries.
at fullback in a World Cup, and he scores 2 and gets man of the match.
He was also very solid off the tee as well, for the most part. I think he missed
Very
like one
solid.
or two penalties, but still.
Which I think that's good for them because Carter Gordon has been firing on all cylinders. Um,
Yeah, true.
but
Very true.
yeah, listen, really good performance from the Aussies.
I
Uh,
do feel sorry for Georgia because they had at least three opportunities.
oh, definitely.
Right, and there was one beautiful play, and they knocked it on in the dead goal area, and you could see the coach about smash his headset.
Yeah,
I've never seen a coach that angry at a drop ball. But hey, credit where credit's due. And to think it's actually Eddie Jones's first win as well with his head
it
coach.
is.
That's
It's good for
ridiculous.
Australia. Listen, I mean, I think I predicted them to get out the pool before we started the World Cup anyway. But this is a good bit of momentum for
Yeah.
them. They've got a very hard game next in Fiji. We'll get on to Fiji in a minute, but
Yes.
yeah, and I think Georgia can somewhat hold their heads high. Like you said, a few of those opportunities taken, and we could be looking at a very different scoreline. But Georgia will go into the rest of the pool with a bit of confidence, the knowing
Yeah,
that
no, that's fair. I agree with that.
they just need to tweak a few things. The final
Yeah.
game on the Saturday, though, uh, we had um, we
So
had
boring.
Argentina versus George Ford. Uh,
Yes. Now I got stick for that. I got stick for saying that joke. So I did. If you follow me on TikTok, I do each game and briefly talk about it and my thoughts. Obviously, my whole thoughts are stuck for the pod.
yeah,
But I kind of, yeah, that was good, or what a game, or whatever. And I was like, credit to England, and I went, actually, no, credit to George Ford because
yeah. But I
27
will
points.
say, in terms of England, I think a lot of the more experienced players turned up. Courtney
Yeah,
Law played
what
very
it
well.
was.
Maro Itoje played very well. Manu Tuolangi was breaking Argentinian ribs left, right, and
Oh my God.
center.
It
Ben
felt
Earl
like
for one of the
prime.
younger players, winning turnovers all over.
Yeah, it was good. I did actually, I jokingly said, like, well done to George Ford, but then I did shout out to, what it
Oh,
was,
but
Ellis Genge, Ben Earl, and Matt Tulang were my four standouts away from
definitely.
Ford.
But
But it was just
let's just
boring.
talk about the man of the match.
George Ford.
You're a man down.
Yeah. You need someone to have
Very
a good
early, and let's
message.
just another red card. People debating it, whether it was a yellow card, red card. There's been a bit of inconsistency throughout this round with cards being given, and it's been a bit all over the place. I think maybe it should have stuck with a yellow. I would have stuck with the yellow for that, in my opinion.
I think what made it worse, right? So Tom Curry gets red, and what, 5 minutes later, Santi Carreras gets bunker reviewed, and it's just a yellow. I'm like, instantly, you aren't even on the same wavelength.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then we're not even going to talk about Sunday yet, but you know what I'm on about as well. Like,
Yeah,
again, it drops in consistency,
but
not just with our game, but yeah. But
Oh,
I do feel for Tom Curry. I hope that does get overturned because,
yeah, I hope so. But when you're a man down,
yep,
for a fly half to take the game by the scruff of the neck like that and just say, "Hold my beer, I am him. Let me show you what I can do." He
well,
was just dropping goals like there was no tomorrow. Argentina obviously saw him doing it and tried it themselves and made an absolute hash of it.
yeah,
And then his penalty kicks were just on point. And I mean,
it's unreal.
let's not miss about it. Argentina were terrible.
They were shocking. I've never seen Argentina play this badly.
I've never seen a worse tier 1 performance in the last World Cup cycle. This is the worst tier 1 performance that I've seen in the last World Cup cycle.
Just remember, they were thumped by the All Blacks, but even still, you've seen glimpses. I didn't see
Thumped by the All
anything.
Blacks. They beat the Aussies. They ran the Springboks to 1 point.
Yeah,
And then, okay, in Buenos Aires, we beat them fairly well. But
what was
there
that?
was so much expectation on this team coming in because we know Argentina can. They've beaten the All Blacks in New Zealand. They've done all this. They beat England
England.
in Twickenham last year.
Exactly.
And
Like,
then,
we all said it. Like, and again, no disrespect to England. Yous were not doing well going into this World Cup.
no,
Your
definitely
form,
not. I think any England fan would admit them themselves.
and then come in and not you weren't. I'm trying not to sound harsh here, and I'm not just saying it for shits and giggles. England were not good either,
Mm.
but even though England weren't good, Argentina were that bit worse, and that's really worrying.
Yeah. When do you like? I really think this causes a headache for Steve Borthwick in the way that now George Ford has just done that. He's still got Owen Farrell to
Don't
come
pick that.
back.
Don't do
I
it.
don't think he. But I say stick with George Ford. But then he also has to find somewhere to put Marcus Smith.
You know the bit that actually makes me laugh about all that. This whole Farrell Ford Smith thing. Smith kind of has to take a knock to the side for this one.
Yeah.
I don't understand how, as a head coach, Steve never backed George. George was Steve's man when they won the Prem for
Yeah.
Leicester. But then as soon as he was
I've been
in,
saying for at least the last 2 seasons that we've done. Um,
George
I've been
Ford did
saying
him.
George Ford is the best fly half in England.
He is the best. He's easily the best in England,
Yeah.
and he's probably top five place kickers in world rugby right now. Place kickers.
Yeah, especially after that, yeah. No, brilliant performance. Argentina really have to buck up their ideas, after that performance. And when you see Japan cooking like they did, we'll get onto it in the next game. But yeah, Argentina, come on.
It's so, I mean, I was gutted because they've got the king, they've got Emiliano Buffelli, and what did he do?
He kicked a penalty.
And missed one.
Yeah.
That was it.
Hmm.
Nowhere to
Anyway,
be nowhere to be found in the high balls or anything. But anyway, anyway. Well done,
the
England.
on the Sunday, the Brave Blossoms made their returns with Rugby World Cup.
I don't like
Uh,
that nickname.
huh?
I don't like that nickname.
The Brave Blossoms. I
Well,
like it.
Blossoms a flower, isn't it? What's brave about a flower?
Well, then the nickname as a team are the Blossoms, the Cherry
No,
Blossom,
yeah, I know, because they've got
and
the.
they are as a team very brave because they've knocked over some big heads in World Rugby.
I know, but you can't. It just doesn't
The
sound right.
Brave Blossoms, Murray.
No.
Anyway, they take on the World Cup debutants, Chile,
Yes,
in
Chile.
who I
Yeah.
think was one of the most fun games of the World Cup so far. Japan coming away with the win, 30 points differential, 42-12. Sort of running away, sort of running away with it in the end.
Yeah.
Chile, however,
I'm
uh,
very impressed. I am very
played
impressed, Chile.
I think it was Rodrigo Fernandez, my new second favorite fly half, and I
Well
think
scored.
what was his name? Is it Alfonso Escobar? The
Diego Escobar.
Is it Diego Escobar? Is
Diego
that the
Escobar.
loose forward that scored the try?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 tries scored by Chile. And do you know what? Chile's defense pretty sound throughout that game.
Yeah. I think that the only issue, and it is just a common theme with the smaller teams, just not enough gas in the tank.
Fitness, big one, yeah,
That's all it
absolutely.
came
And
down
I
to.
mean, where were they? Were they playing in Bordeaux or were they playing in Marseille?
They were playing in Toulouse.
Oh, Toulouse, sorry, that's right in front of
Yeah,
me.
they were playing in
Camera,
Toulouse.
right in front of me. Yeah, it was a particularly hot day in Toulouse. I think that looked like probably the biggest scorcher. Um, but yeah, Japan obviously a big blow to them before the game started. Kazuki Himeno, their captain. Uh,
Done.
I
Done.
had
He was on my fantasy team.
honestly about 5 minutes before kickoff. I quickly had to change him for Michael Leach, which worked out for me because Michael Leach scored a try.
Oh,
But
I didn't know you were. I thought it was like Six Nations. Like once your team's in, that's it.
no, you literally before kickoff. But
Right. I know what I'm doing for the second round anyway.
yeah, I think Japan, good win against Chile. Probably expected it.
You know
I
what?
think there's always a feeling that I think a lot of us, because a lot of us have heard, even if we haven't seen Chile play, a lot of us have heard, how electric Chile can play. I think we were hoping to see a bit of that, and we did see a bit of that.
Yeah. Thing
And
is, right? See for your first ever World Cup game. Again, we've never seen Chile play. We don't know what to expect.
no,
I'm excited for the next game.
100%. But Japan, I think again, reoccurring theme. A lot of their older players stood up and said, "Listen, let's do that."
Yeah.
Yutaka Nugare, their captain, who for the day,
Yeah.
he's been just quietly on the down low. One of my favorite little players in the world, and emphasis on
Very
little.
good scrum
He's
half.
only about 72 kg. He's a very little player, but
I'm having a look at this now.
people talk about Ireland's breakdown speed and Gibson Park, especially his speed on ball and speed of pass. I think Yutaka Nugare sort of pips him at that because that guy can move. That guy can get the ball out of that breakdown quickly, and I think that's one of the reasons Japan were just knackering Chile out, just the speed of the breakdown. Michael Leach as well. I thought he had a brilliant game. Just leading by example. Previous captain scores a try himself. Yeah, and then was it? Is it Nakamura? The is the center?
Yes,
Is it Nakamura? Am I getting that right?
I think so. Although I am giving credit because you've not given credit to the man of the match. Amato Fakatava. Big man.
Big man in
Second
the
row
lock.
should not move like that. Just saying that now. Second row should not move like that.
Yeah, very
So just quickly going back to your little favourite in Ayutaka Nagari. He stands at 5'4".
5'4",
And how much did you say he weighed?
like 72 kg.
He's not even that. He's 69 kg.
It's brilliant. I love it.
Oh, he is our favourite.
I just
He's
remember back to the 2019 World Cup where he put in an absolute gutsy tackle against Damien Diolande and brought him down.
love
Yeah,
it.
he's a hell of a player. I really like him. I think we all still love Japan a bit. I think we all still have that love for them. But yeah, cracking game, entertaining game. Japan are always going to win, I feel like. But yeah.
I don't like where we're going next. Smug twat.
I predict these things. I said South Africa by 15, and lo and behold, South Africa by 15. Listen, I will say before I get on and start praising South Africa, because I'm going to praise my team for the victory. I will say, especially in that first half, it was an absolute turgid affair. The most physical game of this round so far by far. The first half, we go into halftime 6 points to 3. There's very little in it. Scotland are properly fronting up physically. South Africa are, absolutely, bulldozing the gay line. The set piece is okay. Your set piece at line out didn't go too well for you at the line out time, but scrum time, I think Schoeman and Fagerson and Turner all really turned up and won a few scrum penalties against which I think a lot of people agree is probably the best front row scrummaging wise in the world. Um,
Sure, sure.
you've got to give a lot of credit to that. I think second half though brought on the bomb squad.
I don't even think it was bomb squad because it was just that again we did it against. I'm not comparing you to France because you did well. You deserved that. I gave the box of flowers, but that 10, 12 minutes of the second half, we did it against France in the summer, and it's just like we just switch off,
Yeah.
and then we get punished. I mean, you know what? I did praise it. Man in the box, no look, crossfield kick.
Oh. Ah.
Had that been against any other team, I would be raving about that for years.
Oh yes.
But
It
because it was
happened
against my
against you.
team, I will praise it, but I'd rather just not. But you know what? You know what, right? Like you said, beg front up by the boy. Like
Yeah.
everyone's like, oh, Scotland's going to get dominated physically, and you're going to have to rely on your backs. It was actually the opposite.
Yeah.
We
Very
we
much so.
backed them physically. But you know what was not on my bingo card for the Rugby World Cup?
What?
Did not expect Jamie Ritchie just to stand there, look in the eyes at Eben Etzbeth, like, come on then, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
It was it kicked off a few times.
Cheslin Colby versus Darcy in the battle of the scrum
Yeah.
caps. We'll love
Colby
it.
versus Darcy. That was yeah,
That
I
was
think
more feisty than Eben versus Ritchie.
oh definitely. The two little terriers going for it. No, I think what we did well to really because there were clear threats when we were coming in to face you. And it was the Finn Russell at 10, and it was the Duan and Darcy on the wings, that centre pairing of Hugh Jones and Sione Tuipulotu. And obviously Blair Kinghorn at the back is always a dangerous runner himself. I think
Yes.
we did well, especially with that absolute relentless rush defense, um, rattling Finn Russell, making him maybe make decisions that weren't really in the best interest of the team. And I mean, Finn Russell still had some brilliant moments. He kicked a beautiful 50-22,
He
and he
did,
almost kicked
yes.
another, but Cheslin Colby decided to say no to that. Um, I mean, Darcy Graham and Duan van der Merwe were very quiet, I'd say, in that game. There was
Darcy was
one moment
more active
Darcy
than Duhan,
when
but
when Darcy could have passed to Duan and he didn't. And I
mm,
think that just summed up the game for me in general, where it was like I was like, Scotland aren't thinking straight here. I think
we've been
they're
rattled,
under
yeah.
pressure, and I mean that's what the Springboks do to that. That's what we do to
Yeah.
put teams under pressure. And I think it is hard to think straight when you're under that much pressure. But
I am just going to chuck something out there for the remainder of the polls. You could disagree, you could agree. If you agree, that's even better. Everyone was saying that South Africa, Ireland will be the most physical battle. I don't think so. I think we can show now that take South Africa out of the equation, we're the most physical.
I was always, I think, definitely going into this, I was probably looking at your pack with a bit more respect than Ireland's pack. Not saying I don't have any respect for Ireland's pack. I just think their pack is more fixated around dynamic carries, getting around the
Hmm.
park. Whereas I feel
That's
like Scotland, very similar to us, is all about Bosch. Let's go for it. Your front row, you've got a very good front row. Your back rows, Jamie Ritchie in the breakdown, Jack Dempsey
everywhere.
just running those straight lines.
So if people get asking me this during the week, like, why is Matt not starting? I'm like, Matt Fagerson, fantastic player, very solid workhorse on the defence. But you need a big bad ball carrier on the attack, and that's what Jack Dempsey. I mean, you've seen it. 2 minutes in, we may as well get it out of the way. We may as well talk about it. Jesse Creel, bit
Yeah, I
high.
mean, I messaged you and said straight away. I think Jesse should have at least had a yellow card for that. Definitely. Well, I think it would have been a yellow card, the same as I think Tom Curry's incident was a yellow card.
this is what I want about it. So I'm not actually bothered. I've actually kind of played devil's advocate with it all weekend. People keep going, oh, what about Jesse Creel? We've got Rod, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, no, the referee didn't call it. You deal with it. You play with what's in front of you. And we did. We got on with it. We dust ourselves off. We kept it tight in the first half. It didn't seem to affect Jack Dempsey any. You
No,
know,
but
but
it is a problem
just for
when
consistency of refereeing, like 24 hours earlier, Tom Curry does what I think is a rugby incident.
Mhm.
Can't get out of that.
yellow card.
Where JC Creel had a bit more time to get out of that situation.
I still think it's a yellow card personally. I think
No, it's I would have accepted a yellow card, but
yeah.
I think it's the fact that like, here's Tom, we'll review it. No, it's actually a red. Here's Jesse, and then it's not even looked at. I'm like, somebody look at it, please.
Yeah, and I'm not blaming. I'm blaming the TMO for that. I'm not blaming the
Yeah,
ref for that because the ref can't see everything on the pitch. But the fact that it's the TMO's job to bring
that's
it up
true.
and say, "Hang on," but yeah, would it have made a difference in the game if he went off for 10?
I don't know. I don't like doing the S buts and maybes. We got
Yeah,
beat.
I don't know.
We've shown what we can show. We've shown what we can do on the forwards. We now need to actually revert back to being solid on the back line
Yeah,
and
uh,
not rattle.
Manny
Just
Libbok gets man of the match.
I don't agree with that.
I do.
I
I
don't.
think I think listen, his kicking, he kicked what, 2 from 5. Two of those kicks he should never have taken. That one which was far out on an angle. Listen, Manny Lebok is a confidence-based player. We saw it against the All Blacks. He makes a few easy kicks and then there's no stopping him because then he's kicking it from everywhere. He builds on confidence, especially with his kicking. Why on earth we decided to have him kick a kick that a lot of good kickers would be a 50-50 for hitting. God
Yeah,
knows. Yes, he had the other one was an easier kick, but I just think the what he brings to the table in just the way he can just spread that ball and just control that back line and his kicking in play. We saw it with the no looker. I don't know. I feel like people are a bit too harsh on Manny Lebok. And I think in the post match, we saw Sia Khaleesi and Jacques Nienaber properly stand up for him, which I thought was just really good. It seems like all the team is behind each other and the whole team is behind Lebok, which I think is good for him. But listen, Pollard's not at the World Cup. We've got
no.
Manny Lebok.
This is what I don't. This is what I don't get. You can't reminisce about players that aren't there. It's
No, we've
easy.
got Lebok.
It'd be totally different if Pollard was sitting on the bench.
Yeah, we've got Libok. He assisted in probably one of the tries of the round. And
Oh, yeah, it was a beautiful try. I just don't think he was man of the match. I would have actually given it to RJ Snyman. He
I would
came
have
on
given
very
it to
early.
Mr. Toy.
I don't know a second row that offloads like that.
Oh no, I mean, have you seen the length of the guy's arms?
I know, but like even like I think Grant Gilchrist, fairly tall guy as well, wrapped his arms around and RJ Snyman just out the back. I'm like, oh, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, but no.
You know what? Fair play, Cam. You deserved it. Well done. GG's.
Hey, I said it to you. I hope you guys go on. I hope you guys go on and beat Ireland, and we beat Ireland, and we both go through. So there we are. The game of the round, possibly Wales versus Fiji.
Wales versus Fiji. Talk about refereeing decisions. Bloody hell.
Yeah, I'm gonna just cut right to the straight. Wales should have had a yellow card, and then we go down to Fiji's half. First infringement, yellow card.
Off you go.
What's going
You know
on?
what, right? Ignoring all the decision making that from was it Matthew Carling?
Matthew Carley.
There's one thing he kept doing near the end of the game, and I absolutely loved it. And I want all referees to do it now. So Fiji scored, I think it was their third try.
Yeah,
So we're still a quite fair bit back.
they still got 2 bonus points.
They have, yeah. But Wales were like, oh, we're winning, it's fine. And just started walking back to the touchline. So Matthew Carley went, time off. And just kind of looked at the Welsh players like, I can do this all day.
Hmm.
And I'm just like, every referee needs to do that when there's time wasting. Just stop the clock and be like, you're ruining it for everyone. Hurry up.
Yeah,
But I think it's funny that a Welsh player got yellow. I'm not naming names because
yeah,
we're not needing to be professional. Got binned And I think I put in a different group chat, not the one meeting you or in, Cam. I'm in a different one as well. And I was like, that's what you get for asking about a fee for the podcast. Which is a way. There you go.
But
I want to talk about Dan Biggar at halftime.
I think he was brilliant.
Just shouting.
Wales,
No, I mean,
Wales
not as his performance. Just
yeah.
at halftime, Wales got the ball 5 meters from their line. Lewis Summit was on the free. Like, if you give him the ball, he would have been gone. Because that's what he does. And Dan Biggar was just barking, kick it out. And you could see him
I think he was
just
right.
hurling abuse at George North. And I'm
Yeah,
just
but
like,
I think
my God.
I think I was looking at it, I was like, you need that because they were playing some dumb rugby. Wales were playing some dumb rugby.
They were. I mean, Nia Clavus, the first try Nia Clavus scored. The tackling, where was the defence?
None.
He shrugged off. I think it was Dan Biggar. I can't remember who else it was. It was kind of like a high and low thing.
Yeah.
Nia Clavus straight through the middle and just kept going.
And Rodra's break to set up another try.
That was beautiful because
that was beautiful. He could have gone Lamani, but he went back inside. I was really hoping he passed Frank Lamani because I had Lamani as my scrum half. And I was like, come on, let him have a try. Although I did score some points through Lamani because he started kicking. But
he did, yes.
No, I think, listen, do Wales deserve to win this game? Yeah, I'd say so. They played well enough. They had some really good tries themselves. Josh Adams had a particularly good game. What a hit he put on who was it? Ramo. Was it the wing?
Oh yeah.
Was his name?
Ravatamada?
Ravatamada, I think. Yeah, that's the one. Hit him so hard that it pulled his
pants. All the Pacific names to me. I'll rattle off first time, don't worry.
But you know, Josh Adams had a good game. I think Liam Williams had a decent game. George North, apart from having a few dumb moments, scores his try. Thought he had a decent game. Jack Morgan, 21 tackles and a crossfield kick to Louis Samet. What can't that man do? He's in my fantasy.
Just tell me he's not the next reincarnation of Sam Warburton.
Better. As a player, better.
Oh, I like it. I don't hate that.
No, I really rate Jack Morgan. I think he's brilliant. And Tommy Riffel as well. He came on and got some key turnovers himself. But yeah, and come on, let's just address it. The heartbreak at the end. Do you think?
Many ways I would rather lose a game.
Long pass? Do you think it was the right idea to go for that long pass? It was a bounce pass, and I'll all credit to Randraja. That was a hard pass to pick up. The bounce of a rugby ball. It didn't fly into his hands. He saw. Man.
I just felt a bit of me died inside. I'm not Fijian. I'm not Welsh.
Me died inside as well. Listen, I was a neutral in this game.
You can see it in Sammy's face. The minute that ball just leaves his fingertips, and I'm like, oh, mate.
Oh, it was heart. It was soul crushing.
You still would have needed the conversion to win the game, but
yeah. But still.
Anyway, we have been doing fantasy rugby.
We have been.
We're not going to go through a whole team.
No.
Who was your most successful player? Who got you the most points? And then we'll do reverse as well.
Let me just bring up because my fancy team, I've already started.
He's already playing tactics now.
Playing with the team for this one. So let me just bring up the RCP league and have a look. I can see your team here as well, I think. Leagues, my leagues. And guys, if you haven't already, I mean, it's only been one round gone. If you want to join the RCP Fancy League, just go on, search league, RCP Fancy. That's all you need to do. So you want my highest scoring player and my lowest scoring player?
Yeah. Just instead of going through the whole.
Are we including the captain bonus, 3 times captain bonus? Or is that what we're going?
Yeah. Whoever got you.
In that case, Monty Iwani was my highest scoring player. I 3 times captain bonused him. I was expecting him to score some tries, but he still got me 129 points.
Okay.
So happy days.
So I actually got more on my 3 times boost captain. Just only because again, fairly quiet game, but he did manage. Marky Mark. Now
I had him on my team. I had him on my team, and he did score me quite a few points. My lowest scoring actually scored me minus points.
Oh, it wasn't that bad.
Dylan Riley for Japan didn't really do much in the context of the game. He also got yellow carded and ended up scoring me minus 1 point. But don't worry, because big man France Malherbe made up for that by scoring 1 point.
There we go, nice and balanced.
So I essentially had 2 players who scored 0 points, and I'm still 12th out of 57 that we've got in the league.
Essentially did nothing, yeah. I got 0 points for my lowest score because I didn't change. I had Kazuki Himeno in my team.
Oh, unlucky. I changed him to Michael Leach.
I didn't know you could change. I know what I'm doing in the second round anyway. I thought it was like the Six Nations ones. You know, like you just kind of, oh, well, your player's injured. Ha ha.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Anyway, we've got more rugby. We've got predictions to do.
I've actually got, right, let me go on to the predictor game on the app. Guys, use the World Cup app. I'm promoting it here.
Are we sponsored by Rugby World Cup this year?
Sponsored by Rugby World Cup? Let me have because I've already done my predictions, and I'll give you my first try scorers.
You know what? I'm gonna fill mine in the now, just because I'm intrigued.
Do you want me to rattle? Actually, no. We'll go. I'll do mine. You do yours. I'll do mine. You do yours. How about that? Or do you want me to do all of mine and then you do yours?
I'm easy. Actually, just do one each. It's fine. Okay. It's all good.
Right. So on Thursday, France versus Uruguay. I've obviously got France to win. I've got France to win by 48 points, with Gavin Villiers being the first try scorer.
So I've got France by 50.
Yep.
And my first try scorer will be, I forgot his name now. What's his name? He's the young lad that played for France against Scotland.
What's his name? I know who you mean.
Louis Bielli.
That's it.
I think I've butchered how I've pronounced that, but
that's Bielli. That's the guy. New Zealand versus Namibia on the Friday. Listen, I've got New Zealand by 63 points.
Yeah, same.
And I've got Mark Talea again as my first try scorer.
Okay. So I've not, because I feel like they're going to rotate. But again, he's guaranteed to score for fun if you give him the chance. I've gone for Lesser Fainga'anuku.
Do you reckon they're going to bring on old Caleb Clark as well?
Oh, that's not a bad shout.
Samoa versus Chile. This could be an exciting one. I've tipped Samoa by 15 points. However, I've got a Chilean to score the first try in Rodrigo Fernandez, the fly half.
Okay. I have Samoa by 12, and I'm sticking with Samoa to score first as well. I suppose we can call him the new boy on the block, Lima Sapawanga.
The ex-All Black.
One of many ex-All Blacks.
One of many ex-All Blacks. Yeah. It feels weird seeing him in the Samoa team now because I watched the All Blacks documentary on Amazon Prime.
Oh yeah, and he's a big factor in it.
And he's quite prolific in that. Wales versus Portugal.
Yeah,
I've got Wales by 23 points, and I've got Thomas Williams to score the first try.
I have Wales by 18 points because they'll probably do something stupid. And my try scorer is going to come from. I actually think Tame Basham's going to score first.
I'm excited to see. I'm hoping they let Tame Basham play. Ireland versus Tonga. I've got Ireland by 31 points. And Hugo Keenan to score first.
I have Ireland by 22.
Both of us giving Tonga a much bigger chance than Romania.
I think, yeah, absolutely. I think the first try scorer isn't going to be Irish.
Oh,
I think it's going to be a man that has part Irish provinces recently. I'm going for Malachi Fekitoa.
Malachi Fekitoa. Oh,
Another
right.
former. Oh God.
South Africa versus Romania. Just because I wanted to one up the Irish,
You've gone by.
I've gone by the Springboks by 92 points.
What the hell? You know what? I'm
With
in the middle.
with Kanan Moody scoring the first try.
Okay. So I've gone South Africa by 85.
I like it.
I've met in the middle there. And my try scorer to start off with is your favourite. It's a speedster. I'm going Grant Williams.
Grant! He had a brilliant cameo off the bench in the
He
Scotland
did.
game.
We forgot to talk about that try saving tackle finish. No.
Oh, yeah, the little tip. Imagine if Grant had got away. Oh! I mean,
No.
you wouldn't want to imagine
No.
that.
No.
Ooh,
The big one.
Australia versus Fiji. I have got, you might expect this, I got Fiji to win by 2 points and the captain himself, Naya Kalevu, to be the first try scorer.
I've gone Fiji by 3.
Okay.
I've gone for Mr. Reliable. I've gone Marky Mark to score first. I've gone Nawakina to one.
The English versus Japan. This could be a juicy game. However, I have backed the English by 12 points, and I think Ollie Lawrence will play and score first.
I've got England by 14.
Mm.
And I think that I'm trying to think now, just having a look at the players on option because they'll probably rotate. I have a feeling that Jack Willis might score first.
Okay. Okay. Very nice.
There
Right. That's our predictions. Before we start wrapping things up, I just want you to give me one player to look out for in this next round.
Oh. You know what? You've already mentioned them. I'm going for Chile's finest 10. I'm going for Rodrigo Fernandez to look out for.
I am going to go. I'm going to cheat a bit, but I feel like they come as one. They come as one package. They both play for the same club team. They both play for the same national team. I am gonna go for the two Tongans, Via Fafita and Sam Lousy. Play for the Scarlets. Play for Tonga.
Nice. Okay.
They
Yeah,
are absolutely electric for the Scarlets. I think they could cause Ireland some problems.
You know what? Shout out to just all our lads. We did a post on it on social media. But
Yes.
if you don't follow us on social media, one, why not? Two, if you haven't, if you just don't do social media, you just watch us or listen to us. We are very busy representing our guests
We
in this
are.
World Cup. So if you like the officiating, we have Carl Dixon, Luke Pearce, Ben Whitehouse, and Ben O'Keefe. And for the playing side of things, we have 6 internationals representing 6 countries. We have Mike Alaalatoa of Samoa. We have Sione Vailanu of Tonga. We have VP Nell in Scotland. We have Mac Hansen in Ireland. We have Nick White in Australia. And we have...
Seb Negri.
There we go. Sebastian Negri of Italy.
Yeah, we're all over the shop. I feel like this next round is going to be a few more blowouts because we've got a lot of easier fixtures. France versus Uruguay, All Blacks versus Namibia. Who do you think could cause the upset this round?
I don't even know if it's classed as an upset because I've already said that they're going to win. Is Fiji beating the Wallabies an upset?
Yeah, I've said they're going to win. I'm going to go for Japan possibly beating England.
Tonga keeping it very, very tight with Ireland.
Come on, Tonga, do us all a favor.
Just do it. Do me a solid.
Just beat them. Just do it.
Yeah, fuck it. Just go for it. Yeah. My tocos. No. You didn't interview him.
Okay, my bruise.
My bruise.
Right, guys. I think that's all we want to talk about.
Yeah.
We've talked about our key takeaways. We've looked at the games, done a few fantasy picks, done our predictions. Oh boy, it's rugby. It's rugby. It's happening all around us. I love the World Cup.
So good.
I never.
I'm gonna give you a little insight when we stop recording about my plans. Not basically just to the last stage of the groups for this
like
so but it's fine. But yeah, we'll see you.
We do our team of the round.
No, the big thing you've been hyping up all week. Team of the round. We're not. Oh my god.
Let's do our team of the round quickly. Hang on. We can edit this all together. It's fine. Right. My team of the round. I've gone for a Scotsman at Loosehead to start us off. Piers Schoeman, because I think he fronted up to that South African scrum very well. I've gone with Malvaca at hooker for France. Came on, made a brilliant impact. Gone with another Frenchman at Winnie Antonio.
Okay. Yeah.
Again, just gave Ethan de Groot an absolute hell of a time. I've gone for the lock pairing of Franco Mostert and Tyg Byrne. I was gonna put R.J. Snyman in, but I just think Mostert is so underrated. He's an absolute workhorse, so I've gone with him. Back row, I've gone Jack Morgan, Lorenzo Canone, and Peter Steph Dutoy. As my halfback pairing, I've gone with the Japanese man in Yutaka Nugare, and there was only one fly half to pick. It's George Ford. My centers, I've kind of cheated because they are both outside centers. But
okay.
I've gone for was Bundiaki playing outside center?
No, he was 12. He was inside.
He was playing inside. Okay, happy days. I've gone with Bundiaki then and Nea Kalevu.
Okay.
Which I think is fair enough. On the wings, I've gone the opening game, Damien Penno and Mark Talea.
Yep.
And then I've gone with Old Donaldson at his first outing at fullback. He's made it onto the team.
Okay, so we're actually pretty similar for the most part. So I've got Schumann, I've got Malvaca. I didn't go for Antonio. I went for the big man in Fiji. I went for Luke Taggy.
Nice.
My second was completely different. I went for RJ Snyman, and man of the match against Chile, I went for Amato Fakatava. My back row, I've got Courtney Laws.
Nice.
I've got Jack Morgan and Lorenzo Canone.
Very nice.
Halfbacks are the same. Nagari, Ford, because centers are the exact same. Wings are back three's the exact same. Talia, Pinot, Ben Donaldson as well. There you go. So similar. So nice we actually agree on something for a change.
Happy days. Guys, right. We'll end it properly this time. I completely forgot about that. But yeah, guys, do definitely join us. I'm sure we'll do another watch along at some point. It's a bit hard because I work and Murray works and he's busy with his kids and whatnot. So it's a bit hard to find time sometimes. But we'll try to do a watch along. Obviously, we'll probably check out on Instagram if we do. Make sure there's still time to join the RCP Fantasy League. We're only one round in. I actually got some of my friends at work to join in, so they're in the league as well. But World Cup round 2 of the pool stage games. Stick around. We'll be back next week with another episode. Guys. Cheers.
Maybe even a special guest.
Maybe even a special guest. And that special guest will be me again.
Oh, God.